In this video, I'm going to show you how to relieve shoulder pain in 30 seconds. Stay tuned. Hey everyone, Dr. Rowe coming to you from SpineCare in St. Joseph, Michigan. In this video, we're going to go over easy exercises that can instantly relieve shoulder pain and stiffness even within 30 seconds. These exercises work by stretching tight muscles and loosening joint stiffness. Each one of the exercises works differently. To get the best results, go through them all and use what gives you the most relief. With that being said, let's get started. This exercise is called Pendulum Swings, and it's a really good one to start off with. What we're going to need is something sturdy to grab onto. The back of a chair works perfectly. So whatever side that you're having shoulder pain, let's say it's our right side, we want that side away from the chair and step back from the chair to the point where there's some good space between you and it, where our hand will be able to move freely like this. So what I'm going to do is take the elbow on the side of pain and straighten it out like this as much as I can, and I'm going to make a fist. Let's point that fist straight towards the floor. With this movement, we're going to treat this arm like a pendulum that swings forward and backward like this. But with the first swing, what we're going to do is just go up a little bit and focus on moving through your shoulder as much as you can. You're going to hold this briefly and then you're going to swing backward. With the next swing though, you're going to go a little bit more, making it a little bit bigger. And just keep repeating this over and over again to the point where you're doing a full swing going up and all the way backward. It's just a nice slow way to warm that shoulder up to eliminate stiffness and also bring some good blood flow in. But I like to at least do this for 15 to 20 seconds. But afterwards, see how you feel. If it's really helping out, you're more than welcome to throw in as many repetitions as you like. But let's take this one to the next level, see if we can get some more relief by throwing some more movements in. So you can also go side to side like this. You can also do small circles. So give this a try counterclockwise, with each circle becoming a little bit bigger than the last, and then switch it up and then go clockwise with it. The odds are you're going to find that one certain movement just really gives the most relief, or it's really attacking tightness or stiffness. At that point, keep building into that movement over and over again until everything is nice and loose. But if you would really like to take this one to the next level, grab a small weight like a water bottle, soup can, or even like a 1 or 2 pound dumbbell and hold on to it while you do these swings. What it's going to do is turn this into a really good strengthening exercise that may help give long-lasting relief. For this exercise, we're going to start facing a smooth wall, and let's get really close to it to the point where our chest is touching. So whatever side that we're having shoulder pain, let's say it's our right side, we're going to take the palm on that side, place it right on that wall. Now imagine a big clock in front of you. What we want to do is slide this hand straight up towards 12 o'clock. So we're just reaching towards the ceiling. When we can't go any further, what you want to do is shrug that shoulder upward just a little bit more until we feel a really good activation of the muscles in the upper back and pretty much across the shoulder. But this is how we're really going to take it to the next level. We're going to hold this and now lift our hand off the wall and press it straight back. And with this one, just kind of wing that shoulder blade backward. You are going to feel a deep, intense stretch and pretty much a deep activation of all the muscles across the shoulder. We're going to hold this comfortably for 3 to 5 seconds, relax by putting our hand back on the wall. So in the next repetition, what we're going to do is slide a little bit more towards 12:15, 12:30, and then we're going to repeat. You're going to notice it targets the shoulder a little bit differently. So experiment with as many different positions on that clock, working all the way towards 3 o'clock and even towards the floor. The odds are you are going to find that one certain movement just feels the most tight, achy, or maybe even weak. At that point, keep building into that movement over and over again until everything is nice and loose, or it feels like you got a really good workout. And for good measure, I would throw a couple repetitions in on the other side just to make sure everything is kept in balance. This is called the finger hook method, and you can do this when standing or seated. What you're going to do is start off by making hooks with your fingers and then locking them together. Doesn't matter which hand is out in front. In fact, during the exercise, switch it up. See if one helps out a little bit more. But what you want to do is try to pull your hands apart but resist against that movement. And the more that you pull apart, the more that you're going to feel a really good activation of the muscles around the shoulder. So build into this one as much as you can. Once you feel that, you're going to have your hands a couple inches away from your chest, and you're not now going to slowly swing your arms and elbows towards one side, moving through your shoulder blades and upper back as much as you can. You should feel a really good activation of the muscles around the shoulder. Hold this comfortably for a second or two and then swing towards the other side and repeat. Do this nice and slowly for 10 to 15 repetitions, and with each repetition, try to build into it just a little bit more. But let's take this one to the next level, see if we can get some more relief by throwing some more movements in. So you can also go up and down with it. You can do this diagonally. You can write the alphabet, your name, but what I really like to do are small circles. So I just start off by doing a counterclockwise circle, and with the next one making it a little bit bigger, and then switching it up and doing this clockwise. But experiment with as many different positions and movements as possible. The odds are you're going to find that one just offers the most relief, really attacks joint stiffness and muscle tightness. At that point, I like to keep building into that movement over and over again until everything is nice and loose. Here's a really good set of exercises that we can do seated. The first one is called the angel. Let's start with really good upright posture. Just have your back nice and straight. Straighten your arms off to your side, palms facing forward. What we want to do is press our hands backward until we feel a really good stretch forming in our chest, but it should feel like our shoulder blades are starting to pinch. We're going to hold this and now mimic doing a snow angel on the ground. So we're going to raise our arms and hands upward towards the ceiling, hold that for a brief second, and then slowly come back towards our side. Do this nice and slowly for 10 to 15 repetitions, and with each repetition, try to build into it just a little bit more. So another variation of the angel is called the field goal angel. It's very similar, but the only difference is we're going to have our elbows bent at 90 degrees, so our arms look like they're a field goal. Let's try to press those elbows backward until we feel that stretch in the chest. We're going to hold that and now reach upward towards the ceiling and then come back towards our side. It just hits the shoulders a little bit differently. It may offer you more relief. So let's take this one to the next level by doing a really good movement called the swimmer. And with this one, we want to try to move through our shoulders as much as possible. We're going to put our hands and arms straight out in front of us, elbows nice and straight, palms facing the floor. Now what you want to do is mimic doing a swimming motion. So just a small circle with your hands, and with the next circle, make the next one a little bit bigger to the point where you are doing really big strokes like this. So I like to do this for about 15 to 20 seconds and then switch it up in the opposite direction and repeat. It's going to hit the shoulders a little bit differently, but if you really want to make this challenging, have your palms facing towards the ceiling and then repeat. But I would go through all of these movements. The odds are you're going to find that one just offers a little bit more relief. And at that point, keep building into that movement over and over again until everything is nice and loose. So here's a really good strengthening exercise that you can do daily for long-lasting relief. What we're going to need is a simple weight. If you don't have much strength, start off with something light like a soup can or a water bottle. But if you do want to make this one more challenging, try to use dumbbells, and as you gain more strength, make that dumbbell a little bit heavier. So I always like to start with the side that has the most pain or discomfort first. Let's say that's our right shoulder. We're going to grip that weight and then have our elbow bent at 90 degrees straight out in front of us. We're going to take the other hand, we're going to place it right underneath our elbow for support. So the first movement is going to focus on rotation, turning our shoulder in and out. Let's slowly lower that weight downward and inward towards the floor, but resist against this weight because you're going to feel a ton of muscles around the shoulders start to fire. Do this nice and slowly, lower it down as much as you can comfortably. When you can't go any further, what you're going to do now is raise it back up, slowly resist against that weight and bring it all the way outward. So this is again going to focus on that internal and external rotation of the shoulder. I like to do this nice and slowly for 5 to 10 repetitions in both directions. But afterwards, see how you feel. If it feels like you have a little bit more energy, always challenge yourself by throwing in another set or two. So another way to do a rotational strengthening exercise is to have your elbow bent at 90 degrees Tuck it towards your side and then sweep it inward and outward like this. It just hits the shoulder a little bit differently. You may find that it works a little bit better for you. So go with the one that offers a little bit more of a challenge. But let's really take this one to the next level by doing what is called an overhead press. This one is really going to hit the shoulder. So we're going to have our elbow bend at 90 degrees, and what we're going to do is wing that elbow back just a little bit until we feel a light activation around the shoulder blade. We're going to hold this and now press the soup can straight upward towards the ceiling as far as we're able to go. Hold this for a brief second, and then we're going to bring the elbow back towards our side. Do this nice and slowly for about 5 to 10 repetitions, but again, afterwards, see how you feel. If it feels like you have some more energy, always challenge yourself by throwing in another set or two. Just make sure though, whatever you do on one side, to do on the other side to make sure everything is kept in balance. If the exercises help, please support the channel by giving this video a like and maybe subscribing too. If you have any comments or questions, please leave them below. I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Thanks for watching.